Hey everyone, it's Coach Jensen. I'm here at Bryce Canyon National Park here in Utah. Definitely one of the more beautiful places I've ever been in my life. And today I'm going to show you guys a really cool hike. So I parked over at Sunset Point. If you can see some cars way over in the distance. Walked over on this easy paved path about a half mile. And now pretty soon I'm about to drop into the canyon here. All right, so I'm here at Sunrise Point. This is where I'm going to start hiking down into the canyon, get the easy part out of the way, and then I'm going to hike up the Navajo Loop Trail to get out of here. All right, so I'm dropping down into the canyon now. Pretty mild little switchbacks down so far. So this is a really cool area. For those of you who don't know, it's in southern Utah, kind of near Zion National Park as well. But we've got these incredible little forms out there called hoodoos, which are these things there, and that's from erosion wearing down the rocks over time. But in this area, there used to be wolves and grizzly bear. They're not believed to be here anymore because there's been so much human activity, but you can still see a lot of black bear. There's mountain lions here, elk, prairie dogs, quite a few animals in here. All right, nice easy walk down so far. There's a few other people on the trail. This is the most popular trail in the park. I'm starting at about 4:30 p.m. So there's a lot less people than if I were to do it early in the day. But still just nice little switchbacks, gradually winding down the mountain here. All right, so I'm getting a little farther down here, up by some really, really cool hoodoos. Looks like somebody lost their hat down there. And then they've got a little sign here, please do not enter, stay on the trail. You know what, I'm gonna follow that advice. I should also mention when I started this hike, it was at about 8,000 feet elevation. So that's quite a bit. That's well over a mile high. All right, and so if you guys have ever hiked at a high elevation before, you know it can feel a little bit tougher. The air can feel a little bit thinner, and it's like you're not getting as much oomph out of the oxygen. So a lot of times when you're up hiking at elevation, it can feel a lot harder. Just got to remember to make sure you drink a lot of water, especially the couple days leading up to the hike. You want to make sure you're hydrated, ready to go, and then just take it slow. Take breaks if you need to, catch your breath, and just do whatever you got to do to keep pushing safely. All right, so I've come down quite a ways, starting to get in close to the floor of the canyon here. And there's a lot of really cool pine trees down here, but the landscape is definitely starting to change as I go down. All right, so I'm here at one of the coolest parts of the park. This is what they call the Queen's Garden. You can see there's hoodoos everywhere. I'm really getting down into them now. Pretty close to the floor of the canyon. Not too many people down here, which is nice. A few families here and there, but hasn't been very crowded. And then, oh man, check this out. We got to duck a little bit. This thing wasn't built for me. Whoa. All right, really cool. Just came down those little switchbacks, and that's where the Queen's Garden area was. So I'm gonna keep going. Got some big hoodoos up to my right. A lot of pine trees out in front of me. And I think I'm about a third of the way done with the hike. So cool. So I just came through this little tunnel door. Man-made arch, I should say. Then we've just got a perfect view of the canyon hoodoos over here. Look at that. Doesn't get much better than this. incredible. All right, so this is where it turns into the Navajo Loop. All right, just going down the Navajo Loop here. So if I would have taken a right back there, the Queen's Garden Trail would have brought me up to the top. This is gonna be a little extended loop, and then I'll pop out at the sunset point. Whoa. Some really cool trees down here. All right, so that's the little like cracked tunnel I just came out of. And we've got a big wall of hoodoos up in front of me. Look at how cool that is. Whoa, a huge old tree trunk up there. Might be hard to tell in the video, but in real life, I'd probably say that's 60 feet tall at least. All right, so I'm still going downhill on this Navajo Loop, and I was just in a bunch of hoodoos back there, and now it's kind of turning into more of a forest where it's just kind of a flat, windy trail. We've got a lot of these big ponderosa pines. Tell you what, the smell down here is absolutely amazing. If I could have my house smell like anything, it would be this fresh pine air we've got here in Bryce Canyon. All right, I'm to a really nice, beautiful section right now. No other people. All you can hear is the birds chirping. It's really relaxing. One reason that I would recommend hiking to really anybody, like regardless of your fitness level, your age, what kind of things you're into, it's just a great way to kind of get outside, disconnect from everything else, get away from like the hustle and bustle of life and how fast-paced things can be, and sometimes just stop, reconnect, really think about what's important, and just enjoy what God created out here. All right, looks like I'm over the halfway mark now. So it appears I'm starting to go up. And then I know from a few years ago doing this, once I start hiking up, it's gonna be a pretty steep incline. So hopefully I'm ready for it, we'll see. All right, so there was a little crossroads there. This trail goes down to Peekaboo, which is a bigger loop. If it were earlier in the day, I might do that one, but it's kind of getting to be evening time. And then around the other side of that, you could go up, which is still part of the Navajo Loop, would take you to 2 bridges. I'm gonna take this way here, which is gonna bring me to a place called Wall Street, and then up to the top through the Navajo Loop. All right, we got some rain here earlier today. So you can see there's like a big wash here that's pretty muddy. Runs all the way down there. And then now I'm starting to get back into the hoodoos. So these are the ones on the other side here. And you can hear I'm breathing heavy too. The high elevation is really getting to me. But it's time to go in beast mode because I got a big climb out of here. Really sweet walk out of here. I haven't seen a ton of animals. I saw a really cool bird that was like black and blue. Got some little chipmunks down here. And that's pretty much. All right, still just pushing along. Definitely glad I came this way though. Really scenic, beautiful views. All right, so you got a beautiful bench here to sit down. And there's a sweet little cave. We look up there and we're right down in the mix of the hoodoos here. By we, I mean I. But you guys are kind of here with me, in a way. Oh man. That is beautiful. All right, I was getting to a really cool part up here. This is Wall Street, but unfortunately it's closed right now, probably because it rained earlier today, and there's a lot of rock fall. It says, caution, falling rocks are more common on the next half mile of the trail than any other trail in the park. Rock falls are unpredictable, can occur at any time, and may result in serious injury or death. So I guess I'll be turning around and going back out the other way. All right, so I'm headed back down. Man, look at those hoodoos up there. Pretty easy hiking down, but that means I'm gonna have to hike back up again on the other side. But I tell you what, it was still a really nice detour. Got to see some incredible views up there. And as much time as I can spend out in this wilderness, the better. This part right here is so epic. This is like a picture perfect view. We've got this sweet little balancing stone up there. We've got the hoodoos out in the background. All these different pine trees mixed together in this forest. And we've got the rim up there. Absolutely incredible though. It doesn't get much better than this. Still headed back around. Still incredible. So that intersection that I pointed out a little bit earlier, that's where I'm gonna go. And then instead of going the Wall Street way because it's closed, I'm gonna go up I believe it's called Two Bridges. All right, so now I'm back here. That's the way that I came from, the Queen's Garden Trail. So I've gone 1.6 miles plus however far I went up that trail. Now I'm gonna go up the Navajo Loop, the Two Bridges side of it. So here we go, starting my ascent. I've got a really nice view of some hoodoos to my right. Pretty much wilderness back behind me. And I've got a nice, steady, steep toward the end climb coming up here. But man, it's good for the body, good for the mind, good for the soul. It's just great to be out here. Ooh, had to stop and catch my breath there. Got a sweet little tree root that makes a nice little natural bench. Legs are starting to burn a little bit. Just starting to get to that point where you really can feel you're working. Just got to keep on breathing. It's always important to try to make sure you're inhaling through your nose. Good nasal breathing. All right, so there's the two bridges in there. See the one up high, the one down low. Now it's time for me to keep going up to Sunset Point. All right, stopping for a little water break. And then I'm gonna hit all those switchbacks and put it in the turbo mode and get out of here. Shout out to Crystal Geyser. Not a sponsor yet, but if you're interested, send me an offer. Been drinking a lot of Crystal Geyser water over this vacation. And also, guys, while we're on the topic of water, I always like to get spring water rather than like purified drinking water. A lot of times they call it. And the reason is because in the spring water, it has a lot of the natural minerals that belong in water. And the so-called purified drinking water, a lot of times will strip those minerals out. And then even some other times they'll try to add them back in like artificially. But I find it's always better to get it as natural as possible, which would be spring water. Ooh. Still just climbing out. I think I'm gonna pop this thing into a time-lapse mode and hit all these switchbacks for you guys. Ooh. Made it up the switchbacks. Man, this view is incredible. There's Thor's hammer right there. All right, on the final stretch here. Man, this view, I just can't get enough of this. Man, this is just picture perfect right here. Amazing. Can't get enough of it. I think I actually might come back here early tomorrow morning and do the same hike just to get me energized, pumped up for my road trip, get the blood flowing through my legs a little bit. So I'm gonna leave pretty early tomorrow morning. Definitely want to get back to Phoenix before the Suns play. Suns are going into game 5 right now. It's tied up 2-2. This game's back in Phoenix, so hopefully we can get the win. All right, so I thought I was at the switchbacks. Looks like there's just a couple more and then I'm out of here. Not a big deal. Oh man, check this out. It's gonna be an epic view when I come around this. Oh baby. Oh baby. This is what it's all about right here. You can see the rain way off in the distance. Those of you guys that watched the whole video, thank you so much for following along, being a part of the journey. Please keep supporting. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do to help the channel grow. I'm going to do what I can do to bring you guys good, high quality content. My final switchback before I get up to the top. All right, guess it wasn't my final switchback. Whoops. So I got a couple more here. Whew. And this is gonna bring us out of the park. No, it's not. It's just gonna bring us out of the trail, actually. Pretty tiring, so for a 3-mile hike, that was definitely a good workout. Especially this part coming back. No matter which way you do it, it's gonna be a pretty steep climb coming back out of there. All right, so this is the way I was going to come up, was Wall Street here. But as you can see, the trail's closed right there. So it would have been a bunch of switchbacks down, around that puppy, and then climbing right in through the hoodoos there. But that one is too dangerous to do today, so we got it closed down. So I went down at Sunrise Point, did the Queen's Garden, came up the Navajo Loop at the Two Bridges site. And I would highly recommend it to anybody, regardless of your skill level, your fitness level. I mean, this is one where if you've got enough time, just take some breaks on the way up, stop, catch your breath. And this is really attainable for most people to be able to do. All right, guys, made it up out of the canyon officially, just in time. It's just starting to rain here. Beautiful, beautiful. Just a nice little cool down. Got some fresh raindrops on my face. Really couldn't ask for a better day. So thank you guys for watching the whole video. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep the love going, all right? As always, be happy, be healthy.